Bueno, seguimos en el mundo este de los Geth. Mundo extraño. Extraño cuanto menos.
Warning, connection blocked by infected code. Use our combat software to disrupt the infection.
I wondered what the gun was for.
Hostia.
This foreign code is a manifestation of the old machine signal.
You're surprised the Reapers are all over your servers?
We did not anticipate such extensive infection.
¿Qué tengo que hacer si no...? Ah, vale. Vale.
Okay, I've got to ask. Why a gun?
We wish to provide familiar equipment.
Then thanks, I think.
Mola. Vale, ¿cómo desactivo esto? Vale.
Connection established. Proceed to the access point.
Vale. Qué rayada.
Communication node. Error. Access denied.
Is the Reaper keeping you out?
Unknown. Please investigate.
Pero rayada.
Warning. Reaper presence detected. Data cluster contains infected code. We require access to proceed.
A Reaper code fragment. Let's see if I can take it along with me.
Código de los segadores. What? ¿Acabo de dar una vuelta o me lo parece a mí?
Accessing data cluster.
What is this?
Data clusters contain historical data. Your connection permits streaming of information from our archives.
You really want to rename the VI network?
Absolutely. The mobile hardware release deserves a little ceremony. Unit 01. What is the Keelish word for servant of the people?
The word is Geth. Creator Zahak.
Yes. Very good.
Y así es como empezó.
Sisters, you fuss over it.
Weren't you here until midnight fixing 01's circuitry?
Well, it needed resoldering.
Wasn't that footage from the past? Why are the Quarians masked?
You process our memories by using your own. How many creators have you witnessed
Uno.
unmasked?
Well, one.
Then your perception of that creator does not match our historical data.
A una, Tali.
You must disrupt the infection on this data cluster to continue.
Qué misión más rara, tío.
This data cluster contains information timestamped 290 years ago. Detects no malfunctions. It is still capable of serving.
You see? It's ignoring all shutdown commands.
Please specify if it has failed assigned tasks. We will reprogram.
Well, let's take a look.
Creator, this unit is ready to serve. What has it done wrong?
He hecho mal, ¿qué hemos?
Let's cut the onion.
You may proceed to the last data cluster. Accessing data cluster.
We've got escaped Geth. They're pinned. Open fire.
Fuego, bim bim, pam pam. Vamos, los masacraron.
So who won?
The platform arming itself was an agricultural unit. By opening fire on attacking creators, it saved simpler domestic Geth following it.
That looks a lot like the sniper rifle you used to carry.
It is an efficient model.
Es un modelo fiable.
Establishing connection with the remaining server node.
Qué grande.
Hello, Commander. Are you there?
Shepard's working on shutting down the server, Admiral Ron. I can fill you in.
The Geth squadrons have arrived, but something is amiss.
Se han quedado mongers. Bim, bim. Ya que esperan para meterse a las naves y pillarlas.
The fighters have stopped functioning. We will continue to hold out as long as we can.
No, esto todavía no se ha acabado.
Legion, give me an update.
One node remains.
What's wrong?
Infection programs are increasing. We have restabilized. You must continue. Shepard Commander, the Reaper code is adapted. It can now self-replicate.
You mean it grows back?
Yes. However, disrupting vulnerable points of the infection may slow down its replication. Shepard Commander, target the vulnerable points of the infection to slow its replication speed.
A esperar a que se me regenere el arma.
You must search for a vulnerable point in the infection. Disrupting it will slow the infection's ability to replicate.
Punto vulnerable, ¿y cómo hago eso?
There is a vulnerable point further along the infection. Target this spot to slow its growth toward the data cluster.
No tengo ni idea de lo que quiere decirme.
There is a vulnerable point on the infection leading to the data cluster. Disrupt the infection at this spot. It will slow regrowth long enough to access the data cluster. Shepard Commander, target the vulnerable points of the infection to slow its replication speed.
No sé qué he hecho, pero ha funcionado. Que soy un genio y ya está. Esa es mi conclusión. Soy un genio.
We require access to this data cluster. Disrupt Reaper infection. You must search for a vulnerable point in the infection. Disrupting it will slow the infection's ability to replicate. There is a vulnerable point further along the infection. Target this spot to slow its growth toward the data cluster. There is a vulnerable point on the infection leading to the data cluster. Disrupt the infection at this spot. It will slow regrowth long enough to access the data cluster.
Es que no sé qué quiere decir con eso.
Shepard Commander, target the vulnerable points of the infection to slow its replication speed.
Puntos vulnerables, puntos vulnerables, puta. Esperamos recarga.
You must search for a vulnerable point in the infection. Disrupting it will slow the infection's ability to replicate.
No me jodas.
There is a vulnerable point further along the infection. Target this spot to slow its growth toward the data cluster.
Vale.
There is a vulnerable point on the infection leading to the data cluster. Disrupt the infection at this spot. It will slow regrowth long enough.
Pero si no llego, como lo destruyo, putísimo. A ver si se puede rodear o algo. No. Pues ¿cómo llego entonces?
Shepard Commander, target the vulnerable points of the infection to slow its replication speed.
Vale. Recarga esto ya, hostia.
You must search for a vulnerable point in the infection. Disrupting it will slow the infection's ability to replicate. Accessing data.
Out of the way!
You can't do this to them!
I said step away from the Geth!
This is insane! We need the Geth! You can't just destroy them from
Bimba.
Time's up! Throw her in with the others.
Looks like the war wasn't popular with everyone.
We have kept records of these creators' sacrifices. They have largely been forgotten by their own
Pero los
people,
Geth no.
but not by the Geth.
Esa voltereta para que sepas. Otro núcleo de estos, toca pelotas.
We cannot establish a connection without access to this data cluster. There is a vulnerable point further along the infection. Target this spot to slow its growth toward the data cluster. There is a vulnerable point on the infection leading to the data cluster. Disrupt the infection
Vale,
at
no
this
había
spot.
visto eso.
It will slow regrowth long enough to access the data cluster.
Que nadie me pegue. Joder, qué larga se está haciendo esta misión, por el amor de Dios. Y lo peor es que no te estás enfrentando ni a un enemigo siquiera.
Shepard Commander, target the vulnerable points of the infection to slow its replication speed. For a vulnerable point in the infection. Disrupting it will slow the infection's ability to replicate. New data found. This data comes from a period during which the creators declared martial law.
Release the rogue Geth units and come out of the safe house. This is your final warning.
Creator Megara, this unit does not understand. It has not taken part in hostilities.
Megara.
It doesn't matter to them. I need to get you out of here.
This conflict exceeds Creator's safety parameters. We will surrender our hardware if it ends hostilities.
No, it's all right. We'll go back to the access tunnel.
Pimba.
Creator Megara, what is your status?
Papi, ya, esto está...
Creator Megara. As time passed, the creators who opposed martial law in Rannoch were ultimately outnumbered.
Bueno, en el siguiente vídeo seguiremos. Joder, yo ya lo digo que es un poco coñazo esta misión, ¿eh? Bueno, hasta el siguiente vídeo. Ay, ay, ay.